everyone. How you doing? How is everyone today? I'm walking, but I'm walking slowly. I don't know how long I'll be able to continue to walk, but I figured I'd give it a shot. How's the volume? Can you guys hear me, everyone? Hear me properly? Good volume so far. All right, Patreon, let me know how this sounds. Now hearing this. Especially in comparison to my voice, it's loud. How's that compared to my voice? I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. This is better. Perfect. Last week on Patreon, we had a little bit of a technical issue. Not sure why. Hopefully that does not happen this time. I was able to stitch together a fixed version of it for viewers after the fact. This time I'm recording just in case that happens. So I don't have to stitch it together. Rob, thank you for the 31st month. Warwick with 81, last one for a while. Well, thank you so much for 81, Warwick. Hope to see you again in the future. DS, thank you for the 25th. Four Leaf with 25, and Wiccan with 38. Thank you so much. Do I have the flu B strain? You're just getting over it now, not a fun week. I don't know. I assume I had the flu. I mean, I feel like when I'm sick, it's always the same. It always just feels the same. It just feels shitty. But I did have like some restless leg syndrome. My legs felt weird and achy. And that felt particularly fluey to me. Going pure Patreon. Well, thank you, Warwick. No worries, of course. Yeah, feeling fine now. Well, mostly fine. I'm still very congested. Reckless leg syndrome is better. I did just start some jet lag coverage on Patreon, which I'm very excited about. I thought it was very good. Even got some Monty Hall problem discussion in, which was fun. Oh yes, I was on the Diary Room podcast. My Monty Hall explanation was good. Thank you. It's the one that makes the most sense to me, but there are some other ones out there. It makes sense to me because you just go through the actual physical nature of the problem and you see like, oh, I see. If you get it wrong, you end up right. And if you get it right, you end up wrong. Did Diary Room. I guess I won't spoil it, but it was a pretty good one. Had some pretty wild comparisons. We are spoiler free here. Shondell, thank you for the 63rd, and Majira thank you for the 63rd as well. How does all the Australian Survivor viewing lately make me feel about US Survivor? I mean, this has been a good season of US, so it's very different. It's strange how different. Australia feels a lot more old school. Yeah, 15 episodes in compared to 5 so far. Am I still enjoying House of Villains as much as when I first started? I think no. I think it got a little stale pretty quickly. But I am still enjoying it. I was really excited about it when I watched the first episode. And now I'm like, it's a fun show. I mean, it's a fun show. I'm getting to watch Tyson and Paul. That's fun. I think probably the pacing of it is just a little slow for what it is. I think 2 episodes per elimination is a little slow. And they like their, you know, segments on drama and whatever that I'm like, if it was 1 episode per, like if we could do like a 1 pace for House of Villains where we cut out the fluff, we make 1 episode per cycle by cutting out all of the fluff and sticking with the strategy and the drama related to the strategy. I think that'd be a great show. Is it weird that you think I would play like Mike White on Survivor? I don't know if it's, I guess I'd ask in what way to know if it's weird. $1 Million Secret Season 2 comes out April 15th. Will I react to it? Yes. I would expect some reactions to that on Patreon. I watched and covered, kind of. I was experimenting with this. I did YouTube coverage. I just made some videos, or I streamed. I think I streamed some coverage of me just talking about the episodes afterward. I'm excited to do the Patreon version of that for this season. I actually really liked the first season of $1 Million Secret, so excited to see the second one. It usually speeds up at the end, 1 round per episode. That's good. I think I would make it to my final 3 on the final 3 of the first season. Voted out 4th on my second. That's fair. Whenever I've played these games, whenever I've played voting elimination games, actually, oh man, every single one I've played. Every single one I've played, I've cut right before the final. I've played like 4 or 5 of them. And every single one, I've been the last elimination before the final. Maybe one of them I was second to last. Recoded. It's wild too, because like pretty much every time I guess in my own brain it's like, man, I just got unlucky. Just got a little unlucky, just like a little more luck, I would have been fine. It's all, I guess it's probably also like, I usually like strategically put myself in a position where they're trying to cut me. And then I usually have something planned for that. And then it just never works. Like I played a little Big Brother game a long time ago where we were just randomizing competitions. I had a 2 in 3 shot of getting to the final 2. But the one person who couldn't win won, and then I lost. In Sequester, I had the code word system with Amon that that he did not understand, which didn't work out. And then there's another one I that I've played that I got toward the end. I think that I was second to last final one out. And it was because I just like, it was a weird game with powers, and for reasons that I will not get into, that I genuinely think were a flaw in the design. I didn't get my powers. So I basically got powered out. Yes, we are 7 minutes away. Of course, we are here for Survivor, episode 5, Survivor 50. How do I maintain my cardio goals? I walk. I mean, what I've been doing is I've been walking whenever I record, which I haven't been able to do because I've been sick. But if I walk whenever I record, and like essentially I'm working, then I'm walking more than enough time. That my reckless legs, yeah. I also go climbing twice a week when I'm healthy. And I do like weightlifting, which is not strictly cardio, but like a little bit is when you're doing circuits and stuff. Is Emily normally this chaotic on Blood on the Clock Tower? Yes. Yes. It was actually like not surprising to me at all to see a little bit of Chaos Emily pop up on the show. Am I planning on playing more Blood on the Clock Tower soon? I would like to. I think I mentioned this, but I don't remember. I don't know if how often Dwight is doing it. But I had to turn him down so many times that I haven't been getting invites over the weekend, and I'm not like begging for invites right now because I've been enjoying the time off on the weekend. Because I've been working so much during the week with Patreon videos, but I would like to play here or there. Lori, thank you for the 59th. Sedaddle with 68. Bugman with 31. Drow, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. Yeah, we got a double boot tonight. Here's what I will say. Again, I am completely unspoiled here. I've been very confident about Christian. He's been kind of like the main character of the season. I'm a little bit worried about him in this episode. I feel like on a practical level, on a game level, he's very, very vulnerable, right? Very, very vulnerable. On an edit level, I could see this as a vulnerable spot for him. He's been a strong figure throughout, but you know, the rise and fall of Christian could stop here. The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope is that they did, for me, seem to go out of their way to not blame him for the Mike White vote. When they probably could have. They tried to justify it as much as possible while also not dogging on Mike White. Like, they tried to make them both look good in that spot, which is not something that the editors are like super likely to do unless they have a reason for it. Now, the reason for it could just be that they love Christian and they want Christian to also go out on good terms. But I'm hoping the reason for it is that Christian still is a long-term character that they don't want us to turn on yet. I think it's more narratively satisfying for the audience if they disagree with the Mike White move and they're kind of mad at Christian for doing it, and then he immediately gets his comeuppance, rather than the audience kind of being like, "Oh, damn, Mike White's gone. Oh, and now also Christian?" Like, you know what I mean? It feels to me like the edit has been sort of shunning Emily as the scapegoat for a lot of this stuff. All right. We are close to game time here. I can tell that I'm not fully recovered because I'm walking slowly and I'm already kind of feeling it, you know? So I may end up either slowing down or sitting down at some point during the episode. Don't want to push too hard. Let's also get a prediction running. Commercial by 5:13. Last week we had a super early commercial. And then a super early challenge, right? Because they had the whole country singer guy thing. Have you guys seen this? That episode, last episode, is now the lowest rated episode in the history of Survivor on IMDb. IMDb episode ratings have been... People are paying attention to them out of nowhere. I mean, they always used to pay attention to them to some degree, but I feel like they've been more in the news lately than usual. With the whole Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Breaking Bad war, and now the Survivor thing. Also, apparently, Mike White's been talking a lot about Christian in exit interviews. That's what I've been seeing. Oh, but he did do an interview with Rob, which was very fun. All right. Patreon, let me know how it's sounding. That's weird. The Warrior's Code. That's the move, bro. Starla, Nora, Tweak, Jennifer, and I am. Thank you for the subscriptions. Yeah, that's it's fair from Ozzy. He's you know, you'd hope that he would hold back more. Yep. The almost one-to-one quote. Christian's such a good storyteller, man. Yeah, that's a concern. Are we relying on Stephanie here? I think we are. We're relying on Stephanie to choose Christian and Emily over Ozzy and Angelina. Now, she doesn't like Angelina much. And that relationship has been damaged pretty considerably. But she was relying on Emily and Christian to vote with her with Q, and they did not. So you'd think that her best relationship on the tribe left is actually Ozzy. And they seem to be the right personality fit as well. So that's concerning, but it would require working with Angelina, probably. This is the same confessional as when he was talking about the scars from Christian. Yep, that's what I was worried about. Yup. So many people on this cast haven't even been to Tribal yet. They're playing a whole different game. Yeah. The way that I would have to act amused by that if I were in Devin's spot. Play off of it. Oh, good one, man. Oh, that was a bad one. Yeah, D's not used to not being in charge. That's something you should know from having watched her season. I'm not a guy's guy. Rizzo teaming up with a powerful woman in the game that's won. um Oh wow, that was a close one. That was barely a no. That was just barely a no on the prediction. Wasn't even paying attention. All right, next prediction. Do we go straight into a challenge? That's what happened last time. Okay, so far we've set up 2 tribe dilemmas. One is the obvious. They've done a lot of work on this Ozzy, Christian, Stephanie thing. I'd be very surprised if they didn't go to tribal, both edit wise and practically. They've now also done some work here. They've been setting up the Charlie v. Rizzo. They've now cleared up some of the dynamics in the tribe. Charlie and Jonathan teaming up with Devins, targeting Rizzo, and now D potentially trying to defect. Still feels a bit vague to me, but you could see the world where they go to tribal. And then the other tribe we haven't touched yet, what they've set up so far is just this Aubrey thing. Aubrey v. Genevieve. With Tiffany giving Aubrey the heads up. Aubrey having an idol. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of setup they do with the third tribe, because we need to know way more about them if they're going to go to tribal. I can't tell if they're setting up. I feel like we have 2 big feuds they've set up. Genevieve and Aubrey, Rizzo and Charlie. All right, we're back, I think. Yeah. So here's the other tribe. The Tidewalker. What happened to Jonathan, the guy that saved your life? This is exactly the group of people I was worried about in the preseason. Nah, that stuff's lame now. Nerdy. Wow. This is so much buildup. Please give me something good, Colby. Give me a good confessional here. Come on. All right. You couldn't give me any snark, Colby. Really? I feel similarly to Aubrey. I hate that the two of them are against each other because I like both of those women. Man, she pushed just the right buttons. Okay, that was way more ambiguous as a segment for them going to I don't think they're going to travel. We're still doing this, Charlie. This is actually getting weird. My boat. I Wow, Charlie really misplayed that. I forgot it was given to him. What was I just saying? My boy Rizzo. So you'll never catch Suri just randomly not liking someone because they said a weird thing. She's just gonna take whoever is advantageous for her. Okay, no challenge. But let's run it back. It feels clear to me that it's these two tribes. I think the Aubrey tribe is not going to tribal. What I will say is the edit has been very like one-sided with Rizzo versus Charlie so far. And usually the easy answer is the correct one, and the easy answer is that Rizzo's been on the bottom and stays on the bottom. The complication I think in front of us here is with Syrian on the plan. She goes to Devon's. How does Devon's feel about it? Because Devon's was fine with the Rizzo plan. Might continue to push for that. So I feel like Devon's is the key to this. Does Devon's go along with these women? Or does he stick a spanner in the works? Plus, Rizzo just brought up his idol again as well. I feel like we've got a somewhat interesting setup there. I do feel like we've been set up to root for Rizzo over Charlie for sure. Between Colby being like, you know what, I misjudged this kid, and then just the constant harping from Charlie about the Maria stuff. But just because we're supposed to root for him over Charlie doesn't mean that he'll win. They do set up like temporary villains often. All right, we're back. And we do have a challenge. I think what Devons could do is go to Suri and say we should side with the other. They're all shocked, but I bet a lot of them are pretty happy about it. I bet a lot of them are like, thank God I didn't have to do it. All right, I think what we're going to do is who comes in second place. It's going to be pink, blue, screw it, I'm going names. Suri. Which tribe comes in second? It's a weird way to introduce an injury. Colby being like, yeah, so I think I must have injured it somehow. Kind of out of nowhere. Second place doesn't really matter for the sake of the challenge. We're just something to predict. Something to predict that hopefully isn't easily spoiled. Second isn't going to finish is a good point. If it's impossible to tell who's in second, we'll just refund. But I'm basically just looking for like who comes closest to finishing between the other two. Ozzy versus Jonathan. What a matchup. Ozzy winning. Man, Ozzy back in the day was unstoppable. Oh, Jonathan pulls ahead. Man, I would have thought Ozzy would... I guess Jonathan's got more muscle to move the sand. Ozzy in his prime crushes Jonathan there, I think. Easy, considering how far off of his prime he is compared to Jonathan. I assume, at least. How old is Jonathan? How is the one tribe I thought was not going to tribal in dead last right now? Jonathan's 32. That's pretty prime still. It's not... It's no 20s, but like... Yeah, it's also no 43, which apparently is how old Ozzy is. Come on. We got some luck involved. Man, Jeff is really impressed with that rope work. Emily with the luck! Let's go! Come on, Angelina. Come on. You need to throw further so you can drag it back in the path. No, yeah, he can get that. Yeah, here it is. This is what we expected. Coach's tribe. There goes Angelina. Come on. I doubt it at this point, but whip the rope around like Coach did. We just need Tiff to choke. Man, if this is really it for Christian and it's like this close, I'm gonna cry. Especially with the twist. Like they actually would have avoided tribal. Ozzy on the throw. Come on, Ozzy. Jonathan on the throw over there. Ozzy with one. Now they're all tied. I mean, it's just gonna be blue. We knew this from jump. Jonathan with three. Yeah, Vatu's not getting it. Whoo! There. Oh, I thought there were only four. Come on, Ozzy, where are you? If Ozzy misses this, yeah, it's over. We knew that was happening. That's Coach's tribe second, in my opinion. I believe they had 4 to Christian's tribe's 3. And either way, they were like a hair from winning. Oh, sorry, not Coach's tribe. Jonathan, Cerise tribe. Okay. Which tribe do we go to first? Cerise tribe, Christian's tribe, Coach's tribe. In the next segment, which tribe do we see first? What did you miss from before the competition that's important to know? Ozzy's real mad about the Mike White situation. Stephanie's locked in with him. So it might all come down to Angelina or just which direction Stephanie chooses to go, but Ozzy wants Christian. And then on Cerise tribe, we've got the Charlie versus Rizzo scenario. But it turns out D is actually anti-Charlie, has gone to Rizzo, and tried to pull him into an alliance with the women, which includes Camilla and Cerie, and get Charlie out. But the hitch in that plan is Cerie's relationship with Devons, who is currently on board with the guys, Charlie and Jonathan, to get out Rizzo. Here's the other really bad thing about the Christian tribe right now. It seems impossible for Stephanie to go. Maybe not impossible, but it seems very unlikely. It seems very unlikely for Ozzy to go. It seems like they have the power here. But edit-wise, we've seen basically nothing from both Emily and Angelina. Which means it doesn't seem super likely that it's just going to randomly bounce onto one of them. Meaning, I think in order for Christian to stay, it probably needs to flip on to Ozzy or Stephanie somehow, because they're the only two people who have been in the edit so far. Not impossible if Christian and Emily manage to pull Angelina against Stephanie. But even that would require Angelina to be the swing vote of this tribe, and they've done zero to set her up for that. They've done a little. They did have Stephanie say one of her options was pulling in Angelina. But I'm genuinely concerned. I am genuinely concerned. All right, we're back. See, the thing I don't like about this group is that they're considering it a 4 and they're not bringing in Devons. It's risky to say that if it's not true, because welcome to the show, Camilla. She can only make the show when she gives them some Billie Eilish reaction content, apparently. Mm. I was not expecting Camilla to be our swing vote. I guess if Camilla can be set up as a swing vote when she wasn't in the episode before, then Angelina could be. Oh boy. Honestly, that's easy. Shot in the dark is worth more as social credit than it is to play. Oh boy. All right, so we started with Cerise tribe there, right? I'm pretty sure we did. Yes. Okay. Should we do does Christian end up giving his shot in the dark? It might take a while to find out, but I'm kind of intrigued by it as a prediction. Does Christian give Ozzy his shot in the dark? This will last until we find out. You know what? I'll give we never find out in episode as an option, just in case. I mean, it still feels to me like we just haven't seen enough from Angelina for her to be the one that gets booted here. It's possible they just set her up for like a last minute stand, or a last stand, I should say. I might be thinking about Australian editing. I might be messed up from that 15 episodes of that show in the last couple weeks. Polly Prissy Pants. I don't think I've ever heard that before in my life. Is that a specific reference? I've never heard it before. Feels very 1950s. I have not seen Project Hail Mary yet, but I want to soon. Plan to soon. Yeah, I think we will get one more segment before Tribal. Before Double Tribal. And it'll probably be like Devon's and Angelina focused. Maybe not Devon's, who knows? I'm actually so nervous. second a time. He did it. All right, he did give him the shot in the dark. Dangerous to tell Sari that. Ooh, look at this. Sari's super on board. Sari's been so reciprocal this season. I feel like it's a little different than what I'm used to from her. Oh boy. This is a bad setup. Savannah, what are you doing? Is Sari really going rogue from Devon's here? I doubt it. I feel like it might just be Charlie, just on the fact that I think Devon's will actually just go with them. So this is another thing from Christian that I've seen in Goose Goose and Blood on the Clock Tower, which is that Christian is a lot more competitive than you might assume he is. Because he's such a goofball. But like, you're getting to see this version of Christian right now. This version of Christian that's like, freaking dummy Aussie Polly Prissy Pants, ego filled. Like, you back Christian into a corner, he will occasionally lash out. And to be honest, I feel like he's been a little hard on Aussie. I feel like Aussie is not that wrong to not trust Christian here after the whole flip. I don't think it's that wild. But listen, I also know Christian, and I know that he's 1,000% the kind of person that would like not double down on it. Like, yeah, I was pissed off. Okay, prediction. Which tribe goes to tribal first? Cerise tribe, Christian's tribe. I feel like it's Angelina and Charlie. I think I'm feeling that too. I think there's two things that they're hiding from us, or that they've at least like not super indulged in. One is Ozzy's willingness to do this without Emily's approval. He'd be taking out Christian and losing his relationship with Emily, theoretically, or doing the same thing to Emily that was just done to him that he was mad about. I don't think he's going to be willing to do that. And we haven't quite gone in enough on his willingness to do that to make me think that that's actually happening. And then with Charlie, it's this Devons thing. Camilla just told us that she's the swing vote because Devons is a vote with Jonathan and Charlie. But if Suri really is locked in with Rizzo, it's hard to imagine the world where she hasn't checked in with Devons about this vote and just gotten Devons on board with it. And why would Devons care all that much? So those are my two theories at the moment. They also line up with like what I kind of want to happen, which I'm not usually biased toward what I want to happen. In fact, if anything, I might be biased towards things I'm against happening when I'm making predictions. But if I'm trying to remove my desires from it and I'm just looking at like the pieces on the board, those are the things that I feel like there are things pointing in those directions, but that doesn't mean anything for sure. Because those are things that I've seen that I just haven't seen enough of. Whereas there could be tons of things that I just haven't seen at all. Like there's absolutely a world where Suri did go to Devons. And Devons was like, nah, we need to keep Charlie. And she was like, all right. Or maybe their relationship has deteriorated over the last few days, you know? For whatever reason, we just haven't seen any of it. All right, we're back. Ooh, are we getting Christian's tribe first? I really thought it would be Cerise. Oh, jeez. I wasn't mentally ready for this. Do I need to get Jeff on some live feed updates? I feel like Jeff does impressions the way I do impressions. Like, he wasn't really changing his voice that much. He was just kind of trying to embody the spirit of the person. I guess he did change his voice a lot for Jonathan, to be fair. But I also change my voice a lot for certain players, like Vince. When you've got it, you've got it, you know? It's just most of the time you don't. I think you're walking a fine line with that commentary. Because it is the button to push, but it's a little close to on the nose. She's arguing against herself a little bit here because by voting out one of a duo, you are pissing off the other side of it. Whereas by voting her out, you could unify the remaining four. Hmm. I've gotten to the oh wow, we're commercially. I've gotten to the point where I've convinced myself it's not Christian. Like I'm feeling that. But then I get this feeling that like no, this will make it so much worse if it is because I won't be prepared. All right, prediction. First vote red. Is it Christian, Angelina, Stephanie, or I guess we might as well say Emily or Ozzy? Which is the first vote that is red? When we come back to read the votes. Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is that like this is the first tribal as well, and Christian feels like he'd be more momentous. Oh, Christian pull out the fake idol. I mean, you'd think he would if he was genuinely concerned it was him. I mean, this is one of those votes where it's like, this is actually one of those nightmare scenarios for me. If I'm on Survivor, if I'm in Christian's position here, and I have a Hail Mary to pull out, but I'm pretty sure I don't need to, and if I do so unnecessarily, it could not only burn it, but backfire. So I choose not to, and then it turns out it was me. I'm gonna be so upset that I just didn't make better TV. You know? Like this is the kind of blindside that is the worst kind of blindside for TV, where it's like it's not out of nowhere. He knows it could be him, but he's reasonably certain enough that he's not going to go Hail Mary on anything. So if it does turn into a blindside, then it's just like, oh, it was that. Damn. You know, a good blindside comes completely out of nowhere. Or you want the person to kind of know that it's them and for them to like throw anything they've got at the wall. Thank you for the subscriptions, by the way. Laura, Tom, or Tom with a message. Stace, Smith, TBH. It's asked. NH Dad. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, what's the first vote? I think if the first vote is either Christian or Stephanie, we're in a good place. If the first vote is Angelina, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay. I'm gonna be too surprised. Ah, it's Angelina. Two Angelinas. Oh, I really don't like that. Are they about to hit us with three Christians? She voted Stephanie. Wow, okay. I mean, it's over. It's not Christian. Wow, it was never even in question. Ozzy didn't even have the votes to get Christian. I knew it was going to be a jacket. Angelina was the first vote read. And the reason for that is that the second they read the Stephanie vote, it's over. It's the first time at Tribal for so many of them. We're 5 episodes in, and some of these people are just starting the game proper. I think it's. I'm still on the other Tribal. I think it's interesting that they portrayed that like they did. That narrative wasn't Christians turned on Angelina too. It was Christian barely managed to get Ozzy, successfully managed to get Ozzy to not vote him. But again, you could have told that story as Christian turns on Angelina because Angelina was voting with him. That's very fair. This has been extremely Rizzo focused as a tribal council. It swayed me a little bit back in the other direction. I just feel like practically, dude. This is why, because like there's a world where I'm like, okay, the edit is doing this to Charlie, but clearly not. Right? Like clearly not. He made a very active choice to not only say it that many times in confessional, but for that to be his voting confessional. I mean, Rizzo felt confident. He does have an idol. I feel like it has to be Charlie because why wouldn't you have Rizzo use his idol? His idol's going to go back to whoever gave it to him, which is not good for you. One more Rizzo, it's over. It's over. Should be. Did Suri and Devins really vote opposite each other? It has to be Charlie now. You're not getting 3 Charlie votes without a 4th. I really thought Devins would go on with Suri. Whoo! Devins looks surprised. They didn't even consult. I think, here's the thing. I think most people care more on their return. I think most people are more invested in doing well and looking good on their return trip than they were on their first one. Because you go there the first time and you have no idea what to expect most of the time. You're kind of just like happy to be there. But once you've gone once, especially if you're the kind of person that is going to be asked back, you have a reputation. You've gone to the fan events. It's become a huge part of your identity. And for many, it's become your identity. And so you go back and your expectation is, I'm going to fix what happened last time. I'm going to be better. This is going to be even better for me. And you usually don't even think like this is going to be worse for me. Because you probably had a good enough time that you're like, this is great. I'm great. But you definitely know it's possible, right? Like, this could be terrible. And so when it turns out to be terrible, it's such a hit on your identity, how you identify as yourself. What is this going to be like with my life, with how I perceive myself, with how other people perceive me, going to events with my friends in this world of, Survivor, whatever. So I think that's why you get such heightened emotions on these returnee seasons. And it's funny because, like, on Big Brother, we didn't really get that. All-Stars 2. All-Stars 1 we did. All-Stars 2, we didn't really. There were so many people that just kind of, like, fizzled out and didn't even seem to care all that much. And I think a huge part of it actually is that the Big Brother alumni community, at least to the point that All-Stars 2 happened, was really uninvested in Big Brother. There's a period of time in Big Brother from like all right, we're back. Merge. We did it. We made it. Oof, you can see it. I mean, the fact that Charlie cared that much and was going on that much about the Maria vote already tells you his mental state coming into that, and you can see it there. That he is very deeply invested and is now having to face that. On one hand, it makes for great television. On the other hand, yeah, I certainly feel for the guy. It's got to happen to someone. It's got to happen to a lot of people. But doesn't mean I can't empathize with it. What I was saying about Big Brother, still to this day, it's a little tricky, but like the last few years of Big Brother, the alumni community has been a lot more involved in the show. But like All Stars 2 and prior, there was a huge period of time where most of those people just like disappeared off the face of the earth. I was podcasting for much of that period, and we would talk about how like getting guests for Big Brother podcasts versus Survivor was so different. Now, obviously, there's a lot more Survivor players than Big Brother players. But even then, it's like, unless they were a super fan coming in or they won and had a great experience, they probably don't watch the show. They're probably not involved in the whole thing. And that was so different from Survivor. And so I think coming into All Stars 2 for Big Brother, there were just so many people that it wasn't part of their identity. They just got a call, and they were like, "Sure, I'll show up." Big paycheck. It's different for Survivor. We saw it in the lead up to this. How many people were strung along and who cared deeply about going on the show? You see it in Christian. Christian feels like he cares more this time than he did the first time. Charlie feels like he cares more this time than he did the first time. Mike White feels like he cares more this time than he did the first time. Angelina actually was a lot more chill. But I think that was also intentional. Like, Angelina was there to kind of like, she talked about it. Like, I'm more mature now. And I think she cared about showcasing that maturity. And that was part of what she cared about. You can see how much Ozzy is invested right now. It's interesting stuff. All right. We made it through the double boot. Christian is still alive. We are getting to the merge next week, which feels early, especially with how many people are left. So I'm wondering if there's anything going on there, but I would say good stuff. It was a good episode. It wasn't like a killer episode, but I think it was a pretty good one. The season continuing to hit. It's certainly better than last week's with the country music. They could unmerge. Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's also all kinds of stuff they could probably do. All right. That's what I got for you. Thanks for joining. If you haven't already, check out my Patreon. I also stream over there, but it's a better version of it. It's a better version of the stream. And on top of that, there's tons of other coverage happening. Australian Survivor, if you've ever been interested in checking that out, and you want to hear my commentary, check it out on my Patreon. Jet Lag just started, which I'm really enjoying. House of Villains with Tyson is great. And as always, I'm watching Through the Genius, if you want some of that as well. And whenever other shows start up as well, like $1 Million Secret, which I actually thought was very good on Netflix, season 2 coming out soon. Check it out. Full of content. I'm spending a ton of time on it. So if you do check it out, I hope you enjoy it. That's what I got. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.